Hey guys, welcome back to another video and another rehouse here on the Arachnoholic. Today, I'm going to be doing a rehouse of my juvenile O. philippinus, or the Philippine Tangerine tarantula. This is a fossorial tarantula that resides in the humid rainforests of the Philippines, and as you may have guessed, that would make them an old world species. So these lack the urticating hairs that our New World tarantulas have. In terms of behavior and temperament, they're not super duper defensive. They would probably bite if provoked or messed with for too long, but they're a lot more on the flighty side. They much prefer flight over fight, and they are super fast moving as well. One of the fastest species of tarantula that I've worked with so far, and they are quite nervous as well, quite high strung. So of course we've got our handy dandy catch cup here, our tongs. You got her old enclosure there, and as you can see, the new one is quite a bit bigger. This is a medium-sized critter keeper enclosure. I know some people are not too keen on the critter keepers, but I personally have always enjoyed them. I've never had any real issues with keeping my tarantulas in them, and the spiders have always seemed to acclimate rather well to them. But anyway, so like I said before, this is a fossorial tarantula. In other words, they love to dig. They love to create burrows, and they will sometimes, well, actually, most of the time, in my experience, they will burrow all the way to the bottom of their enclosure. So I filled this container about 3/4 of the way up substrate. Got some moss on top for added humidity and moisture. A nice deep water dish. I like to give my humid loving species larger water dishes. That way it will help with the humidity in the enclosure and saves me from having to mist, which is kind of a redundant thing to do anyway at the end of the day, because that water is going to dry up in a matter of hours anyway. And I provided her a piece of cork bark here that I covered partway in substrate and moss. A lot of times this tarantula will completely ignore its hide and create its own burrow. And you'll see a lot of care sheets online for both this tarantula as well as other fossorial species that say you don't even need to provide a hide. I still like to. In my experience, it helps the tarantula settle in faster, and that way they have their option, they have their choice if they want to use the hide or if they want to burrow elsewhere. And then this way, when you remove the lid to feed your spider or do any sort of maintenance on the enclosure, there's less of a chance of the tarantula being caught off guard and then freaking out and possibly bolting out of the enclosure or biting you, which is something you definitely want to avoid with a fast-moving, nervous species such as this. So I kind of dug it out partway for her. We'll see if she takes to it. Anyway, here we go. trying to pull some of this decor out of the way. Make it a little easier to manipulate her without spooking her too much in the process, of course. There we go. Here's hoping she doesn't bolt. But if she does, that's what we've got our catch cup for. Now we'll just gently coax her out. There she is, in all her glory. Absolutely stunning spider. You can see that beautiful orange tangerine color that they're known for. This spider has a very, very unique build when compared to most tarantulas. They have a very slender abdomen, almost like a pill-shaped abdomen, and the legs are extremely spindly. They're not quite as broad or flattened as most tarantulas. And they just have a much lighter build, especially for a terrestrial species. Come on, girl. It's okay. Oh, that's not quite the direction I was hoping she would go in. At least you guys get to have a nice, good look at her now. There we go. She startled me for a second. Man, she is a quick one. All right. Just praying that she stays there. Sorry, camera died there. So anyway, there she is in her new home. She's about 3 inches, 2.5, maybe 3 inches now. So she'll be good in here for quite a long time. I can probably keep her in here until she hits about her adult size, which will be around 4.5 to 5 inches. Not a huge tarantula, but at that point I'll just rehouse her into a 5-gallon enclosure, and that will be her permanent home. So we'll see how she likes it. The species, like I said, they do burrow, but they tend to do a bit of webbing as well. They do a combination of webbing and digging, and they create some really neat silken structures in their enclosures as well. Very beautiful tarantula. Alright guys, well that about wraps it up for today. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Love talking to you guys, and also getting your feedback on these videos. And feel free to check out my Patreon and other social. I'll have some links in the description below for you. And until next time, stay awesome.